Hey guys, Everything NFL here, and today I'm bringing you guys a video where we go over, in my opinion, the top 5 players that could break out in the 2020 NFL season. No messing about, let's get right into it. At number 5, we have, this is a bit of a weird one. I don't know if you guys will agree with this, but at number 5 we have Kenny Golladay, wide receiver for the Detroit Lions. He's already a great wide receiver in the NFL, but he could be even better. His 2019 stats show he is a superstar that isn't rated as highly as he should be, mainly because he plays on a disappointing and terrible Detroit Lions team. His stats in 2019 were 65 receptions, 1,190 receiving yards, and 11 touchdowns. Those are some fantastic stats. These are stats for a top 5 wide receiver, and he's already 26, so it's a bit questionable whether he is going to stay like this for the rest of the time, or he could break into top 5 and be in a conversation with like Michael Thomas and DeAndre Hopkins. Whether he will get to that level, I don't know, but he's 26. It's only a matter of time before he hits stats like that in the NFL. At number 4, we have Josh Allen, defensive end / edge for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was as close as you could get to a surefire talent in the 2019 NFL draft, and he somehow fell to 7. He fell out of the top 5. Everyone thought he was going to go in the top 5. He fell out of the top 5, and the Jaguars snapped him up with their pick. His production in his rookie season was amazing. He had 31 tackles with 13 assists, 10.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. Some phenomenal stats there. He's already a force to be reckoned with, and he looks primed for big things in the National Football League. I think we could be talking here about a potential superstar in the NFL and a key piece on that Jacksonville defensive line as they look to rebuild for the future. At number 3, we have Courtland Sutton, wide receiver for the Denver Broncos. Courtland Sutton did fantastic in the Denver team. That terrible quarterback play, which had, at the start of the season, they had Joe Flacco, they had Brandon Allen, and towards the end of the season for the final 3 or 4 games, they had Drew Lock. It's just strange. He has 72 receptions, 1,112 receiving yards, and 6 touchdowns. You'd like to see him get in the end zone more, but remember, I think he's only 24, so he's still got a very long career ahead of him. Those are fantastic stats for a wideout with questionable QB play. I fully expect him, in my opinion, to break out as a top 10 wide receiver in 2020. I also think this Denver Broncos team could do well in 2020. They need to get some help on defense with possibly another weapon for Drew Lock. I have them mocked taking Jerry Jeudy at 15 in my latest mock draft. If you want to watch that, check it out. It will be on my channel, so you can check it out. I think Courtland Sutton is already a beast. I think he'd get into many teams. He's a true fire number 1 receiver that the Denver Broncos have lacked ever since Demaryius Thomas's departure, and Emmanuel Sanders going to the 49ers as well now with the Saints. That was a huge thing that they never replaced. Courtland Sutton is young. He fits the bill of a number 1 receiver, and he will be the key piece to the Denver Broncos offense for years to come. At number 2, we have Josh Allen, quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, the second Josh Allen on this board. He took leaps in 2019, played a key role in Buffalo going 10-6, finishing 2nd in the AFC East and securing a wild card spot, which eventually fell 22-19 to the Houston Texans. After taking an early lead, it looked like they could go on to win, but the Houston Texans came back and defeated them with Deshaun Watson-led offense, did really well. Josh Allen's passing stats for the season were 3,089 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. For a second-year quarterback, those aren't that bad. He's getting better. He's still extremely young out of Wyoming. Buffalo Bills traded up in 2018 to take him 7th overall. He was very good. He is very good, but he ended up being more of a threat on the ground with his legs than anyone expected. He rushed for 510 yards, but put 9 scores in the end zone as a runner, which is phenomenal. But I think this year we're going to see him get out of the pocket less and throw the ball more. Now he has a true number 1 wide receiver in Stephon Diggs, who they traded for from the Minnesota Vikings. He's a true number 1 receiver. They also have John Brown and one of the best slot wide receivers in all of football, Cole Beasley. I'm expecting big things from Josh Allen and the Bills in 2020. I don't want the Bills to do well because I want the Dolphins to do well in our division. But I think Buffalo are going to be the team to beat next season in the AFC East. You still can't write off the Patriots, but Buffalo are going to be right up there like they were this year. And I think Josh Allen's going to take off and prove to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And number one, this is another one I think is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. We have number one, Kyler Murray, quarterback from the Arizona Cardinals. He had a fantastic rookie year considering what he had around him when it comes to offensive line and obviously other weapons like tight ends and running backs. He started the season with David Johnson, who was terrible last season. He had some great stats for a rookie quarterback. His passing stats were 3,722 yards with 20 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Those are good stats, but he's a rookie quarterback, so you're not really expecting insanely good stats. He also, in his rushing stats, he had 544 rushing yards for 4 scores, which means he had 24 touchdowns overall and over 4,266 rushing yards or overall yards for a quarterback. He's got some fantastic weapons. He's set up to succeed. He's got newly signed wide receiver and traded for DeAndre Hopkins, who they got for nothing. They got him for absolutely nothing. He's arguably the best wide receiver in football, and they got him for absolutely nothing. They've also got Larry Fitzgerald, one of the best wide receivers ever in NFL history, who is getting on a bit. I think he's 36 now. He's probably got 1 year left, 1 or 2 years left in him before he retires. They've also got a youngster who probably will be playing in the slot is Christian Kirk. Fantastic young wide receiver, only 24, got a lot to do in the future for him to be a big piece for Kyler Murray. And then they've also got breakout 2019 running back Kenyon Drake, who was traded from the Miami Dolphins, to the Arizona Cardinals. I think it was for a compensatory 4th round pick. He's now signed with the Cardinals, which he spent half the season there last year and was amazing, had a bit of a breakout season. If he was there all season, he would have passed 1,000 yards and probably would have passed 10 touchdowns as well. And as soon as Kyler Murray gets a better offensive line in front of him, he will be a superstar and will elevate the Cardinals back to the promised land, back to the Super Bowl, where they haven't been for a long, long time. I think the Cardinals have got one of the brightest futures out of any team in the NFL, considering 2 years ago they were 3-13 with the number 1 pick, where they ended up taking Kyler Murray. And last year they finished 5-10-1, and this year they have another high pick. Even though you'd think, it's 2 bad seasons, I think they're just getting started. I think the Cardinals are ready to take off. I think they are ready to be Super Bowl contenders for the next 5 to 10 years. Look forward to it. They are in a very tough division in the NFC West with the Seattle Seahawks with Russell Wilson. The Rams are slightly rebuilding a little bit now. The 49ers, who are primed to win now. It's going to be insanely good NFC West to watch next year. Probably going to be, it is the toughest division in football and probably will be the best division to watch in football next season. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop your comments below and turn the bell on for notifications so you never miss an upload. I will be back probably in 2 days with another video, and I will see you guys soon. See you later, guys.